Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody, friends and followers. Happy Thursday evening, morning, whenever you are in the world. If you are live with me, please say hello. Or if you are watching replay as well, this way I know you watch it. For those who don't know me, I'm Maliha and I'm originally from Afghanistan, but now I'm living here in Missouri, USA. I'm a wife, a mother of two daughters, and grandmother. Professionally, I'm Montessori preschool teacher and business owner and mentor. Today, I'm with another special and successful business owner. She is one of my inspiration. It is such an honor to be with you today, Miss Julie. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience and let us know a little bit about your background?
Well, thank you so much, Maliha. It's very nice to be here. Thank you. Yeah, a little bit about me is I'm a mom and I'm a wife and a grandma also. I have a 15-month-old grandson and another one on the way. Busy life there. I've also worked in healthcare for 28 years. I'm a radiology practitioner and actually love my job. That's oftentimes unusual. There are people that do like their job, but I love my job, and I've been very fortunate that I have loved my job for so long. So often people ask me, why would you start an online business? So that's like a whole nother topic I don't know if you want me to get into, but that's a little bit about me. I've been doing my online business since 2018, but I researched the internet back in the 90s, and I actually became a beta tester for a large internet company. I can't say the name because it was a beta tester that was a blind test, but I think I know what company it was. And back then I was really intrigued by the concept of doing e-commerce and ordering things online, and I thought that was really interesting. But it was all dial up back then, and the internet was so slow. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. So I followed the trends for, a long time, 10 or 15 years, and I was watching, trying to figure out how to get into the online space, implement the knowledge that I knew, and how I can do it legally, definitely legally. And it was really hard to find a system that really I could value their values and the integrity. And that's when I found this business, and I was like ready to go.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Um, I'm going to start with this question. What are reason many people want to work a second job or start a side business?
A lot of, well, I was one of them. I
Yeah.
actually, for 6 years, I worked two jobs because we just find, my husband and I actually, in American standards, we make very good money. And we're very grateful that we do have careers and education that has provided us with very good jobs financially. But we are finding that our paychecks were not going as far anymore. And I think I think that happens a lot. I run into people all the time that are looking for another job or a way to make money. A lot of people do have second and even third jobs. But what I found and what other people are finding when they do have to go work another job is they're having to trade their time and for those dollars. So they're having to be away from their families, be away from milestones that they might be missing, and you just burn yourself out. I burned myself out physically and emotionally when I did that for 6 years. I made a lot of money. It didn't help us a whole lot. We did pay some things off, but it was just the sacrifice was not worth it to my family. I didn't see my kids very often at all because I worked all the time. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, this is exactly what I, decided. I have been working for 15 years, and of course, my older one now she married. She has a little son. He's 4 years old, and the second one also on the way. And my youngest one, she just graduated from high school. And that's why exactly I felt, and I don't want, continue this way. And I was looking for some opportunity, and thanks God, I found this digital business. and now I'm able to do it, and the same time spending time with my family, especially with my grandchildren. Yeah, like you told us, you are working full time, and what inspired you to start this digital business?
Well, I think really it was an accumulation of several years of frustration. I felt really stuck and I was really trying to figure out how to get out of it because I had sacrificed so much, my family, I'd missed a lot of milestones. But really what the bottom final straw for me is I had scheduled a vacation during the holidays and I was already approved to have it off months ahead of time. The week before I was supposed to go, it was around Christmas time. The week that I was supposed to go on my vacation, the week prior, I was called in by management and they told me I could not take my vacation, that it was too busy and I needed to be at work. And so I had to cancel my vacation. For me, I missed milestones, I missed family time, and I was thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. This was the final straw. Why am I working so hard for somebody else's dreams when I know there's more out there? I just didn't know how to find it. I was just so frustrated. And I was so excited when I ran across this business model because I was sitting at my lunch break, literally, and I was scrolling through my news feed and I saw an ad and I was like, God, that is really intriguing. And I'd seen it like 3 or 4 times. And I thought, I'm going to look at that. And so I watched this awesome webinar that shared some information, and I watched it from work on my lunch. And I was like, okay, I'm totally hooked. After the webinar, I was definitely hooked. I thought this is definitely for me. It's what I'd been looking for years. It was how I saw myself being able to take time off, which I do now. I have a grandson. I was able to take a weekday off to take him to the zoo. And, I was like, these are priceless moments, priceless things. I'm getting older, you're getting older. Obviously, we have grandkids.
Right.
And, I'm reaching that retirement age that I want to enjoy life and those moments and not bust my balls again to work so much. And so I just had that final straw moment and I took action and I haven't looked back. And it has been an amazing journey that has created a lot of flexibility, opportunities. Even when 2020 happened, for most people, it was a very bad year for a lot of people, right? And businesses, it's a very valid point. But for me, because I was already in the online space, I don't know if you were in the online business then, but in 2020, I was already set up in place and my business doubled and my income tripled. And that was just because I was already dialed into the online space. And now you're seeing people jump onto the online. They don't know what they're doing. They're looking for something. They don't know what, and they don't know how to access things. Well, you and I know how to access all of this
Right.
awesome information that you can plug into and make a lot of money and not have to worry about that second job. And you can bridge your retirement gap and really enrich your life the way that you wanted to live it.
Exactly. And it's not hard to reach with any goal with this business. Anything
Right.
is possible. As far you have a burning desire, and you have a big why, you will reach to your goal with this business. Yeah. What is one of things that surprised you the most about this business when you started? Yeah, since you started.
That's a great question. I would say I'll tell you what surprised me when I first started, because that's what most people are thinking when they're new. But I'll tell you what also surprised me now that I've been involved with my online business. But when I first started, what really surprised me, I was very nervous because I'm not a technical person, and I was very skeptical in myself being able to even manage being online and anything computer related. So I was very happy to see that we have these amazing little training videos that's world class, always updated, all around the world, and that shows you how to do all of this, how to set it up literally step by step. But before I knew it, I was like literally just kept building each video and they all built on top of each other. So you didn't look at, I have to build a website or anything like that, right? All of a sudden I had a website and I was like, wow, this really works. We have it dialed in. We know how to help people from beginners to experts, and we dial you in so you're all plugged into the online space. So now that I'm on the online space and I've been involved in this business for a couple of years, what's really surprised me is really the community of people that I've met globally. People I haven't even met, such as you. We haven't met, but we know each other because we're all involved in this amazing community of like-minded people, entrepreneurs, or even an entrepreneurial spirit. They want something different and they want to better themselves. They want to, provide a life maybe for their families back in another country. And so it gives them all of these opportunities, and we can all relate. And I feel like it's so amazing. Like, I do interviews all over the world on a weekly basis, and I love talking to people because we're all so similar and we all want the same things and we have access to it.
Yeah, well, wonderful. Yeah, exactly what you say. And I'm just going to add what to what you say, and also personality. Beside, like, I'm learning every day about the technical, business. Also personally, also I'm growing every day. Emotionally. How to be more. Positive. It really affect me in my normal life also.
Yeah.
What's your advice for parents who you know for parents with responsibility that were and is still all affected by pandemic? What's your advice for them?
What are you waiting for? If you don't
Exactly.
want to, if you don't want to get up in the mornings, drive your kids to a daycare where someone else can take care of your kids for you. Maybe it's dark out and they're still sleeping and you don't even see them. You're dropping them off. You're going to work all day. You're coming back. You're picking up the kids when they're tired and grumpy, and you're trying to get a hold of chores and dinner time and bath time, and you're trying to get your reading in there. You're trying to manage all of this. It's always rush, rush, rush. If you want to actually have time flexibility to enjoy your kids and your life the way you wanted to, I wish I had seen this business when my kids were younger. Oh my goodness, things would have been like so different. But I'm where I'm at. But as far as parents are now, is you have the ability right now to make a lot of money from the comfort of your home, from your sporting events, from your gymnastics, from the grocery store, from a doctor's appointment, while your kids are getting shots. It doesn't matter. You can take this business with you anywhere. And that is one of the main things that's so good for parents, that they can take it with them. I go to the grocery store and I'm like doing my business. It's just amazing. You could be at the playground and your kids can be, out playing, and you're running a business, making money, spending time with your kids. If you want to shut your laptop or your computer and your kid says, hey, can we go swing? You can do that because you own your own business, and it works
Right.
around you. You can go put your kids to bed and you can come back and your business is still running because the internet never sleeps. It's just running. And so
Yeah.
it's such a great opportunity for all people of all walks of life, but definitely parents, because parents, they all want to be there for their families and they want to see those milestones. How many parents have missed first steps, first words, milestones or birthdays or things like that because they might have been on call, they had to work, they have to schedule their time off with everybody else because it's all around school time. Like you said, you work as a preschool. It's like
Right.
everybody wants the same weeks off for spring break and summer breaks, and you're all like
Winter
fighting.
time, yeah. And a
Yeah,
lot of parents, even during the spring break, winter break, they were asking, if you guys open, or you guys know any other places, because they couldn't able to stay home
right.
because of their job. Yeah. And also, the other things, our business is a legacy, they can leave it for their children. I remember one of my colleagues was saying, after a few years is going to be more children than the elderly, and this our business is a legacy, and that is going to help them in the future for the cost,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're
Yeah.
helping so many people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. What is it is why is it important and beneficial for our audience to watch our free webinar? Why they have to watch it, because I have been told by many people, why just can you just tell us, what is about? Can you please just explain a little bit about this?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the short answer is you don't know what you don't know. You don't
Right,
know exactly what we're doing. You think you know, but there's so many different steps to it that we lay out in our webinar. It's top notch. I mean, our team did all the work for you to put this whole webinar series together, so it walks you through exactly step by step on how we manage to go through and show you the three steps to owning your online business, as well as the major mistake people make and how to avoid that. And so it's like watching a movie. I tell people, there's a lot of people that like movies and people that don't like movies. But have you ever read a book or watched a movie that you didn't like in the beginning, but then it finally got
right,
better?
yeah,
Or it was really good in the beginning and then kind of wasn't so good, but the ending was great? It's kind of the same thing. Whenever you talk to people and they just want the bullet points of what you can do now, they're not the people we're looking for, because these are people we're looking for that are actually open-minded enough to look at information, decide for themselves. We're very transparent. We share everything with you, how to access your own online business. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And I would just say I was very skeptical. I'd looked for years and they were all scams. I was just like, this is not working. So I was still very skeptical, but I did my due diligence, because you don't know what you don't know. And even when I first started my business, I thought I knew a lot about
right.
what we're doing. But when I got involved, I was like, I don't know. This is totally different than I thought. This is even better.
Yeah. And also, if we tell them, how much we can tell them, then they're going to have more question and more question,
Right.
and then they're going, is the best way to watch it. Then they're going to decide it if is this safe or is fit for their lifestyle. And then they're going to decide it. And also the other things, we have a 30-day trial, and I don't think so they can find this opportunity in any other job or any other businesses. They can go to the 30-day trial, and then they're going, do more search about it, and then they're going to decide it. Yeah, thank you so much for all the beautiful information. Just kind of end of interview. Any last advice for our audience?
Gosh, my advice always to people is really just stay open-minded and reach out to Maliha and her coaches and people that actually know what they know, because you don't know what you don't know, and we understand that because we've been there. So really watching the webinar is really critical, because you learn some things that I had no idea, and I'd followed the trends of online and I had no idea some of these things. It's really an interesting, unique way to do business, and it's amazing, and more people are catching on to it. I mean, we're growing like crazy because it is such a phenomenal, world-class system that's proven. We had looked at starting a franchise when we were about ready to start our online business, and it just cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, to start your online business, it is ridiculous. It was so ridiculous, I wanted to get a lawyer to see if this was worth, because it didn't seem real. I was like, we were ready to put in thousands of dollars to have a franchise, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Is this a real business?
Wow.
Well, I want to tell you the good news there is I've met people and talked to people all over the world. Like I said, I've been at this a while, and I talk to people globally on a weekly basis, sometimes daily basis. And there are many people who have had their own attorneys and their own CPAs, accountants, do a third-party review independently of our system, and they have all come back vetted that this is proven, it's real, it is not a scam, it's legit, and go for it.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inspiring all of us. And I hope you have a great evening. And thank you so much again. And I'm just going to say bye to all of my audience. Thank you so much, Nida John, for watching us. And thank you so much, Miss Julie. See you guys later.
Thank you for having
Bye.
me.
You're welcome.